And on that note, it's time to begin, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Virgan radio service. I'm your host, Grant Magic, the dictator of the Virgan Republic. You just listened to Jim Yosef's Moonlight, an NCS release. Link is in the description if you want to listen to it later. With me today, I have a repeat guest, the president of Fitzerland.
Hello, hi.
How are
Glad to
you?
be back on.
How are you today?
I am doing just fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So, let's begin. Last time you were on, we discussed a little bit about the community and Fitzerland and plans for Fitzerland. I can't exactly remember what your plans for Fitzerland were, but if you do remember, can you give me a rundown of what your plans for Fitzerland were at the time of the meeting, the interview last time?
Uh, I'm sorry, you cut out a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. So last time you were on, we discussed future plans for Fitzerland. Can you give me a rundown of what those plans were, if you do remember?
Yeah. So I believe we talked about a project we are having in the territory of New Wentworth, not too far from Williamsburg, the capital. We've expanded definitely on that. We've a location where we're building the island. We have new ways of saving time and money while in that island. We also there are smaller islands in the swamp as well that can't have anything really built on it. But we're gonna be we've actually already started building a between the islands. We've had a few, but we're definitely making progress. What else was I talking about? Oh, yes. Did at the creation of the second constitution, Andrew Cutler, Senator Cutler of Canada, fantastic job. I absolutely love it. It Fitzerland more professional. It's definitely made our presence more well known, and we've pretty much just boosted off of that. We've released new Fitzish dollars. We've created new seals. We created new becoming a citizen, new methods of citizenship, or I already said citizenship, excuse me, statehood, territoryhood, districthood, I guess you could call it. But yeah, we've pretty much just launched in all ways since the Constitution.
Good, good. It's good to hear that your plans since last episode have actually gone through and you've made progress. Let's circle back round to Fitzerland and start off with the election that you had in January. Now, before this particular election, you were having elections every month, but tell me what the outcome of this election was and what it means for future presidencies of Fitzerland. Max.
Oh yes, hi. Yeah, sorry. Something's up. I'm not sure. It might be my Wi-Fi. But you're just cutting that in and out. What was the question again?
The question was, since the last time you were, and he's unfortunately, there we go. Excuse the the internet problem. It seems to be on Max's side currently. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. The connection problem is coming from your side.
Oh, that's my bad. I'm sorry.
Most unfortunate. The back to the question. Since the last time you were on, you've had an election, or maybe two, but the election that you had in January redefined Fitzerland. Tell me how it redefined it.
Well, this was definitely our most exciting election we've had in a long time. There were four candidates. Myself, former Senator Ian Kreinsen, Senator Tiernan Goss, and political outsider William Picard. It was how the polls often work in Fitzerland is that elections are pretty much chosen by noontime here in Fitzerland. Yet they're always open until midnight. It was very close at the start of the day, mostly leaning towards Senator Kreinsen winning. Yet somehow, some way, I had gracefully pulled ahead with some outside, or not exactly outside, but some help from late voters, which I'm very grateful for. And I don't wish Senator Kreinsen any harm. He's a very honorable and I guess you could say diligent man. I think that he would have been a fantastic president. Well, yeah, that's it. He would have been a fantastic president, by all means.
So tell me what the outcome of the I know you have already iterated that you won, but what was the outcome of the election in January?
I believe I had just gone over 50% of the vote. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 55. And then it was pretty much evenly split. Maybe, Senator Kreinsen definitely had a little bit more, maybe a fourth of the vote. And then
excuse me.
And then Senator Goss and then Picard either had a few votes. But it was very close at the beginning, but then I had miraculously pulled ahead, and I'm very grateful to the citizens of Fitzerland for choosing me, for re-electing me. Yeah, that's about it.
Good. On the grounds of you winning the last election, tell me now how the Senate functions, because it should and it could be different to what it was last time.
Yeah. So now we have with the second constitution, we now have longer terms, new designated days instead of every month when we vote for new senators and the new president. Yeah, I will be seeking re-election. Hopefully, with Vice President Virgan, we will run again. We definitely won't see this as an easy win. It most definitely won't be with the new creation of political parties in Fitzerland. Excuse me. I believe that the new party Janus Deum, the more conservative party, will have a more of a backing, and so will Capitalist Deorum, the Libertarian Party. So hopefully we can, myself and the People's Party will be able to pull ahead, get enough support, and then win the vote of the citizens.
Yeah. And that election would be in July, yes?
No, it's actually in April, so next month.
April?
Yeah.
So they're every quarter
now. No, they're actually every year. Every year on April 16th, there's an election, and then every year for president, that is, and every April 16th, and then every October 16th, there's a election for the Senate. Excuse me.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty good. So tell me what the planned infrastructure for Fitzerland is now. Obviously, you have mentioned the construction of the islands, possibly of a bridge. So what's next for Fitzerland in this regard?
Well, we're going to be focusing on Wentworth for a long time, probably into the summer. So we don't have much planned, but I believe that more internal, like at in Beardenvolk, we definitely have a. We're going to start our infrastructure within the businesses of, or that will assist the businesses, or not exactly businesses. The production of Cowes dogwood berries. Same in Irishtown. Manixania will definitely. Excuse me. Manixania will definitely be helped out with this too. As for the other, as for Canada and Fouquet Max and Scaramony, I'm not sure what they will be doing. I'll have to talk to Senator Cutler as to what his plans for Canada are. Definitely, he has a. We have just integrated a new, very large piece of territory out in western Massachusetts that we could definitely expand upon. But all in all, it's definitely looking like a bright future.
Good, good. Um, so the next question on the question sheet would be, so apart from everything that you have mentioned so far, what's happened since the last show? Because the last time you were on was November, something like that. So what's happened since then? Roughly.
Yeah. Well, I had opened the MGDS Micronational Graphic Design Service for those who don't know. I had opened that Twitter. That's going extremely well. I'm getting requests every single day from micronations across the world as to what they would want on their to represent their nation. Other than that, we've our this is a little. I'm very proud of this. Our citizenship form used to be pages, like 4 pages long. Now we've condensed it down to 1 page. Very simple, very easy to read, very simple to fill out. And when you fill it out, you're integrated into citizenship. Along with that, we've I don't believe I talked about the flag debate last time. We've gone through the flag debate where just creators from across, or citizens and creators across the nation and the world had come together and designed flags to supposedly change the Fitzish flag because it kind of looks like the Scottish flag, as brought up by Justice Mannix. We'd gotten dozens and dozens of designs that I think all of them were pretty spectacular. Yet the outcome wasn't the best. Nothing really changed. But we did get a lot of new designs for new departments, new like naval ensigns, new flags in general. That I think are all spectacular. And I believe I mentioned all the other stuff, but maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
That's fine. And last, can you tell us anything about contact information, possibly contact information about this micronational graphic design service. Your nation, maybe Twitter account for yourself.
Yeah, you can contact me through the MGDS Twitter handle, and the handle is Micronation GDS. Contact me if you need any micronational designs made, absolutely free. The Republic of Fitzerland would be at FitzishGov, and my personal account for Twitter would be FitzishPrez. That's FitzIsh, Prez with an S.
Okay.
And the email would be fitzerland.newsletter@gmail.com. We'll definitely respond to you as soon as possible. I believe that's all of our content. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Okay. On to the subject of the community. There has been a lot happening, but unfortunately I have not been paying attention because I'm a bit ignorant. So what we had written down briefly was things about Hania, space race coming up, changing of certain micronations, things like that. If the live audience has anything to interject that maybe I haven't mentioned there, please go ahead and we will discuss it. So the first topic would be the resurgence of Hania, who did resurge on Twitter during February after their account was banned, disqualified, anything like that. It was taken off Twitter, both accounts, Empress Haya and the Hania Nation account. Both of them were banned and relinquished from her, assumedly because Twitter had caught on to the person that she was and how much influence that she actually had. I mean, we did all try and warn her, but unfortunately she was too ignorant to understand that what she was doing was actually self-destruction. So let's talk about this resurging account under Empress Haya, or Hanian Empress, something along those lines. During February, she did reopen Twitter and she had an account, and within a week she had gained 50 followers. It is now March and she has close to 500. So she hasn't learned anything at all. What do you have to say about this, President Bearden?
Well, let's be completely honest with this. She had used her account for riddling the President of the United States, Donald Trump. While I personally do not like Trump in the slightest, you should not use your micronational account to express your views to the world. I agree with some of her views, but the fact that she used her account for her own personal like gain, I guess you could say.
Views.
Yes, her own views. Yes, it's unprofessional, and it's kind of crude to even just like if you wish to express your political views, by all means do it. Just please understand that the micronational community is not something to voice your opinions necessarily on. It's something to send out news, to communicate with other micronations. It's not for politics with macronations, I guess you could say. Again, I totally agree with her views. I do not like President Trump, but she needs to understand that she needs to learn that it's not for herself, there are others on the site that just, don't like this kind of stuff.
Excuse me. It is rather unfortunate that she will not listen, and she clearly hasn't learned a lesson. So I don't know how long this account will be up before Twitter decides that's BS, get it to F. Who knows? Could be months, could be weeks, could be. It could be days. It could be in the next 30 seconds from now. Who knows? But what happened last time was that she blocked everyone that she thought reported her account, and like that's yeah, when the Hanian Nation account was being banned and blocked and by Facebook, Twitter, she went on a blocking spree of people across Twitter, micronationalists across Twitter, myself included. I think you were maybe one of the blockies as well, Max. But a lot of nations and a lot of people were blocked because she accused us all of reporting an account, and we didn't do that. So that just goes to show that she can't learn.
It's childish to block out views that don't match yours. What she should be doing is taking those views, taking the more, because she's definitely liberal. She has to take in the conservative views, understand them, and then get the other side of the argument to fully understand her side of the argument. And the fact that she just blatantly blocked out everyone just for suspicion of this, it's absurd. It's childish. She is. I'm not even going to sugarcoat this. She is acting very childish. And if the account does, blow up as it has been, she's never going to learn. She's going to be trapped within her own liberal ideology, which I'm also part of. But I'm also very, very good friends with many conservatives, libertarians, some socialists even, that do not match my views at all. But I understand their views, their sides of the argument. It's I don't know. She's just
out of control.
Exactly. That's yeah. She needs to pop her own bubble to understand, the other side of the argument.
Absolutely. So the next topic would be the fact that Libertalia has changed to Hamilton. But I did get a message from the Kaiserreich of Westlake. I got a raven not very long ago saying that Libertalia is back and that Hamilton no longer exists. Libertalia was a socialist thing. I'm just getting a message now.
Ooh.
Yeah. I just got a message from the leader of Libertalia, saying that Libertalia is back after an interim period of egotistical governing. It's realigning with the original commitment of socialism within the community.
Oh wow, really? Yeah, as this is happening, wow, that's interesting.
This is happening right now. This is happening live, guys.
This everyone is watching, the real world.
Everyone watching right now in this live stream, doesn't matter if you watch it later. Everyone in here right now making history.
Yeah.
You're part of history, people. Reno de Atlia comments, what about micronations that raise the voice against matters like environmental laws, equality laws, and that kind of topics that involve macronational politics? I assume he's talking about the fact that we did comment on Trump and Hania. Unfortunately, Hania and Empress Haya never took into account specific laws. Um, she only seen Trump for the man that he was. I know that
I
probably
mean,
doesn't make sense, but the person that Trump is and what Trump does are two totally different things. For instance, he's cleaning off a lot of debt for the U.S. Even though that the debt has now risen to an astronomical 22 trillion. But what he's done is he's slowed it because during the Barack Obama the Barack Obama thing, that when Obama was president, he rose the national debt of the U.S. by something like anywhere from 16 to 18 trillion dollars. So Trump has inevitably slowed the debt. He's now decreasing it. People think that debt nowadays means that, oh, debt, debt here, debt this, debt that. But the only debt that actually matters right now is the debt that the US has with other countries like China. Now, America's got a lot of debt with China. I realise now that I've went off on a tangent, but the point is Trump's doing a lot of good things for America, and Haney never once voiced matters like environmentalism and equality, apart from that one time where Trump did ban transsexuals from being in the army. Transgendered, transsexual, same thing. Do you have anything to add to that, President Bearden?
I mean, I really do not wish to make this a political argument, but I really don't agree with anything you just said. But I mean, of course there are the facts there, but I do not believe that he's right for the U.S. But it would make me a hypocrite to start talking about him. So,
I mean, you can talk about him here,
I mean, yes, but we're good friends. Yet we do not agree politically, like at all.
No.
I really don't want to have political fights because political fights only draw people further away from each other. Political fights are politics are so deeply driven into society and everyday life of pretty much everybody, and everybody has their own opinions. It's gotten to just absurd measures. I believe that instead of, one side against another, we should cooperate, not join together in hands, but understand each other. That we should, be friend. I believe that a Democrat can be friends with a Republican. I believe a libertarian can be friends with a socialist. It's just politics is so deeply ingrained within ourselves that it's just gotten it's drawn people apart.
Unfortunately, that's what politics does. But as long as you don't let yourself be disconnected from your friends about your own politics, that's what it's all about. Be friends with people because of who they are, not because of the ideology or the political party that they follow.
Exactly.
But yeah, onto the Libertalia resurfacing. Libertalia resurfaced about 10 minutes ago, something like that. Yeah, about 10 minutes ago. After being the governed state of Hamilton, a monarchist state which was run by Ronnie Miller, who was assumedly the elected monarch, and that lasted for I don't even know how long, 3-4 days.
Probably about 2 days.
2 days.
It's about that.
Well, now they're back, and it seems like Ronnie Miller wanted to install a monarchist system, but now he's got rid of it. I don't really understand why. Maybe you can help
Well,
out.
Oh, yes. Well, I talk with Ronnie often. I'm in a chat with him. I try to communicate with him as much as possible. He's a very definitely an interesting man. Well, he had recently found out that he has connections to monarchs across old France and the British Isles. So he wanted to manifest on this, and he's a very strong socialist. So he wanted to combine monarchism with socialism. So out came, you know,
Out
Hamilton.
went Libertalia, in came Hamilton.
Yeah. It, I mean, to be completely fair, it kind of seems hypocritical to be a socialist monarchy, but go ahead. Nothing's stopping you.
Whatever floats
Um,
your boat, man.
and and yeah, they turned out okay for 2 days, but Libertalia is back, so yeah, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing, definitely.
Okay, okay. On to the next topic. This is the part of the show where you, the viewer at home, the listener at home, messages in with any questions that you might have for President Bearden over here. You got any questions? Type them in. We'll answer them as soon as possible. But yeah, on to the next topic, which would be the recent space race between Demolica and the Union of the Varsity Republics. What's going on there?
Well, from my understanding, it's they're essentially model rockets being fired into the atmosphere. I don't really have a very strong opinion on this. I mean, if they wish to have a so-called space race, by all means. I'm not really sure what the goal is, because of course the goal of the more famous international space race back in the '60s was to get to the moon. Um, but this I'm not really sure what the target is. Go the highest.
I think the target is who can actually reach outer space first. No one
Oh,
knows what the defining line between Earth and space is. The defining line is about either 100 or 150 miles up, uh, and that's where you hit the stratosphere, and the stratosphere would be outer space. That is where most GPS satellites orbit. It's about where the ISS orbits, International Space Station. Um, Things like that. So a lot of a lot now that this space race is occurring, a lot of nations are joining in, like Sidera, Wakonga. Um, I'm not. See, the problem is I don't really have an opinion on this. Like, good for them, they're going for it. They're doing this, building rockets, whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, well, until you can send a man to space, you haven't exactly won the space race. Again, the affably mentioned the original space race in the '60s was between. Hold on a moment. Yeah, the original one was between America and the USSR, which was Soviet Russia, and everyone believes that the USA got there first, but that's a gigantic lie. The Nazis got there first because America used a lot of Nazi scientists. Bang. There we go. History. But anyway, I think that's everything that we got. To be honest, that's every topic that we got. Again, you got any questions?
Wait, for myself, or from?
Well, from the live audience, of course.
Of course. My bad. I'm sorry.
Reno de Atlia says, couldn't hear the interview from the beginning, so what is currently the main goal topic that Fitzerland is going to focus on? Diplomacy, trade, and other issues? I don't really understand that at all. Everyone else can hear. Maybe you should turn up your volume.
Hello.
It's not you, Max. It's Reno de Atlia. He must be having a connection issue at home.
Oh Lord.
If you are having any connection issues, any listen issues back at home, the live stream will be published later on today. In fact, right after the stream is has concluded. What about you, Max? Do you have any questions for myself?
Not really. Not off the top of my head.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah. Actually, I think I might have one.
Okay.
The Bronland. Ethan.
Yeah.
He's gone over, and I'm sure as many of the listeners know that he's gone and formed the I believe the Holy Christian Republic of Bronland.
Oh yeah, that's most interesting. A long time ago, back when I was just starting out in the community, back in July. Yeah, it was July. There was a nation called the Christian. I think it was the Christian Workers' Republic of Senko, something like that.
Sounds
He's
better.
silent, and he was a Christian nation at that point, and throughout the months since I've been in the community, he has changed his nation a fair bit. He did explain himself in the last episode when he was interviewed here. So if you want to hear an explanation on that, then go check it out. But throughout the months, he has changed his nation quite a lot. Myself and Max have been directly affected by that during the Williamsburg Treaty, when we both tried to integrate. Was it Gosha at that time? It was Gosha at that time. Gosha at that time, when no one really got on with him when the Williamsburg Treaty was around, and we created it as a way of sobering him up in the community, if you can call it that. He turned around.
He's continually
kind of stabbed us in the back.
I'm sorry. Oh, I connection error. I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done. Done. Do you have anything to say about Bronland?
First, I hope he's listening, because he needs to understand that he's acting it's just absurd. It's like he changes every single month essentially. I have a leaflet in the room I'm in right now, back from like September, that lists all of the um, all the nations that he had changed to. He first in May 2018 he was Ivanist Senko, then monarchist Senko, then Ivanist Senko, then fascist Senko, and then he wanted to be a Fitzish state like of Fitzerland. Then the dissolution of Senko. Then he went to Mendoza and then to the very controversial Rumlin. Oh my lord! All within from May 2018 to September 2018. That may not seem like a lot, but Ivan Senko, or excuse me, Monarchist Senko was went on from August 26th, 2018 to August 30th, 2018. He changes every single time. He's so inconcise about what he wants. He says that, oh, I always wanted to be a socialist, and then yesterday actually I talked to him. He had said that, oh, I always wanted to be a Christian nation. I thought you knew that, but I'm gonna, if he's listening to this right now, I'm making this directly out to you, Ethan. Understand that if you wish to be taken seriously, as you so greatly wish, you need to stick with something and stick with it hard. That's how you gain respect. That's how you. Our community is so. It's based on competition. It's based on rivalries of political divides within between nations. And the fact that he's switching back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between each side. He was a part of the precursor to Libertalia, the Socialist States of America, I believe it was. Yeah. Then he switched over to being his own socialist republic. Then he's a part of the Virgan Republic. Then now he's back to his own republic, and then now he's now a Christian nation. But then in between there somewhere, he was socialist. He's switching sides all the time. And then he begs for respect. Ethan, again, if you're listening to this, you need to understand that's not how you get respect. You don't switch sides every time. You don't become socialist and then a holy Christian republic. Apparently, that's not how you gain respect. You gain respect by sticking with your gut, not pleasing other people.
You done?
Yes. Excuse me. I have a very strong opinion on the whole Rumlin. I mean, or no, excuse me, not Rumlin.
Like through the entire interview, you've kind of been like but like during that it's like you could go on for hours about that subject.
I could talk for an entire day about how childish Ethan Brown has been.
He does he does change himself a lot. Then he does unfortunately wonder why people don't accept him, why people don't like him, and it is due down to this very simple fact that he just cannot make up his mind. A lot of nations have had this talk with him. Westphalia, Winona, Fitzerland, the Virgan Republic.
He just does. He doesn't learn.
Countless
he doesn't take.
It's a lot like Haney at this point. You know, you don't learn. You're not going to listen. You're not taking anything in, and you know the same. Like, if you continue the way that you are, you know, history will repeat itself, like it always does. Because people forget the past. People forget who they once were, and that's quite unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
If everyone paid a little bit more attention to the person that they used to be compared to the person that they were now, society would be a lot different as a whole. Good evening, Blue Star Islands. Sorry, the Blue Star Islands said good evening. I just had to reply.
Hello.
Again, for the live audience, if you do have any questions for President Bearden, we will be answering them very soon for you. There's been no questions right now, but you got a few minutes, guys. So in the meantime, we will be discussing the season finale, season 1. So this Virgan radio service was meant to go on for 15 episodes, 15 weeks, but it turned out to be 16 episodes across 15 weeks, due to some kind of mess up with people scheduling on the very first week. That makes this show very hard when you have an appointment with me and you don't turn up. As you people know who you are. Not pointing anyone out, but when you don't turn up, people and things go a bit haywire, and unfortunately, this has been so far. This is the 18th week, but it's the 19th episode. On the second week, we had to do 2 episodes, because again the person that was meant to appear on episode 1 didn't turn up. Couldn't make it, didn't turn up, things like that. But the season finale, I am actually holding auditions for who could interview me, because it was decided by the people of Twitter that instead of a roast of the Virgin Republic or the very first episode of the After Hours show, you would have someone interviewing me for a change. So you can contact, you can see the @ on the screen for Twitter. Forget the space. It says Radio Space Virgan. It's actually Radio Virgan without the space in between. So if you have interest in interviewing me, please get back to me. Anyone's open. I will, again be doing an audition kind of thing. Then I will choose someone, but the application starts on Monday morning. It's Friday, so get those applications in to interview me for the season 1 finale, which is in 2 weeks from now. So that'll be fun. Doesn't look like there's any questions from the live audience, unfortunately, Max. So on that note, I will be ending the episode here. It's been very nice to have you on, Max, as always.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Maybe on season 2 you could come back if you're interested. It's always good to have people like you on, people that know what they're talking about, mature people.
Thank you.
But yeah, join us next week when we will have the Kingdom of Sidera on, and that will be the 20th episode on week 19. So, to review, Fitzerland went through a lot of changes, the community's going through a lot of changes, and auditions for my interview. On that note, I'm going to end it here, finally. Thanks everyone tonight for listening, for showing up. This was the Virgin Radio service, hosted live from the Virgin Republic. Thanks everyone.